What's going on YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 video, and I'm just checking in on you. What's going on? How are ya? Now today is July the 8th, and this is going to be your weekly vendor reset and must-buys. So sit back, relax, grab that popcorn, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comment section below, and finally shout out where you're from. It's cool to see where everyone is from. But we're going to start off in DC. We will finish up in New York City. Our first vendor of the video is going to be the Base of Ops vendor. Here we go.
Good to see you.
And starting off at the top, we have the Prophet, which is, well, it's already perfect. You want it with damage to targets at a cover, and it does come with Perfect Determined. And right now is the best time to have a Determined or Perfect Determined build with the reanimated event going on right now. So this one's really good. Pick this one up. I would probably max out the pistol damage and then optimize the damage to targets at a cover, and then you're good to go. Following that, we have a M1928 with armor damage and unwavering, followed by a military P416 with optimal range and streamline, and finally for the weapons, a tactical M1911 with stability and sadist. Going to the gear items, we have a Brazos backpack with weapon handling, hazard, and composure, and finally a Golden Gear chest piece with focus, armor regeneration, and explosive resistance. Going to the mods, we have Headshot 7.1, Drone Health 8.5, Turret +1 extra mortar, and Sticky Bomb, blast radius of 4.9. Now, must-buys, things to look for from the Base of Ops. The Prophet is a good pickup. And, well, that's really about it right now. Okay. Moving on to the Countdown and Clan vendors while we're over here at the base. Let's run over here to the clan, or the countdown station. Here we go. And starting with the Mop, this is actually a really good pickup. So the Mop is the named 612 shotgun with armor on kill as an attribute, but this one you can change eyeless to preservation, and then you can get up to another 20% armor on kill if you get a headshot kill with this weapon. It's really good. This is a really good weapon, pretty fun to use, especially with like, say Hunter's Fury, maybe even a little Memento, know what I'm saying, know what I'm saying? Have a lot of fun with this weapon. Following that, we have the Closer. This is the named Uzina Getica chest piece with perfect Spada. This one with health and armor regeneration, I would probably change the health off for, say, crit or headshot, something like that, to go with the armor regeneration, but then you're good to go. And finally, for the named items, we have the Darkness. This is the named marksman rifle with perfect eyeless, and this one with stability. Now, out of the three, I mean, these top two are pretty nice. For the Mop, I would change it to preservation, and then for the Closer, I would change the health off for some sort of damage attribute. But all right, so that is it for the Countdown vendor. Now let's run over here to the Clan vendor. And speaking of clans, big shout out to the DoD, Disciples of Doom. We are on all platforms, PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. If you are interested in joining the clan, just go to my Discord server, and there are different tabs depending on whatever platform you're on. Just put your name on the list, and then whenever we have spots open, I'll send out a mass message, and then leave your current clan or whatever, and we'll get you in. But all right. So, speaking of clans, here is your clan vendor.
Good of you to stop by.
And starting with the new Reliable, this is the named RPK with perfectly optimized, and this one with health damage. Going to the gear set items, we have a hardwired mask with status, Striker's backpack with armor regeneration, Future Initiative holster with armor regeneration. I mean, I do like that backpack. Switch the weapon damage to an armor core. That could be pretty dirty. Going to the high-end items, starting with the weapons, we have a tactical M1911 with stability and sadist, a KSG with reload speed and future perfect, and then down here we have a military M9 with finisher and health damage. Going to the high-end gear items, We have Araldi gloves with armor regeneration and explosive resistance. Providence holster with weapon handling and explosive resistance. China Light chest piece. Ooh. Yo, that's like a godly China Light. Yeah, pick this one up. So this is a China Light chest piece with skill damage and status effects. So you could change the talent to kinetic momentum. You could change the talent to glass cannon, whatever it is you want for your skill builds. But this is perfect for those explosive damage skill builds. You could throw this together with rigor. You could throw this together with hardwired. You could throw this together with just a status effects build or Gruppo. There's so many different ways that you could run this China Light. So definitely pick this one up and just change that talent to whatever it is you want. And finally, for the high-end items, we have a electric mask. Well, this one with skill haste and armor regeneration. Going to the mods, we have blind deaf resistance 8.8, seeker mind damage 4.4, pulse cone size 6.6, and firefly damage 6.3. Must buys, things to look for from the clan vendor. The striker's backpack looks pretty good. The China Light chest piece. Those are the two major players. All right, so that is it for the base of ops. Let's jump over to the campus settlement. And if you haven't yet, hit that thumbs up. What are you waiting on? Support the channel by subscribing. And let me know what you think in the comments below. Am I missing a must-buy item? What is it that you're picking up this week? Let's discuss. But here we are, campus settlement. Bada bang, bada boom. And starting with the Forge. This is the named Richter and Kaiser holster with shield health as an attribute. And this one with armor regeneration. That's actually really, really strong. You could change the skill tier to an armor core, and this is perfect. This is perfect for the Foundry Bulwark builds, for the big shield builds out there. Any sort of like tanky armor regeneration builds with a shield. This is your main go-to with the right attribute. Perfect. Pick it up at the campus settlement. Following that, for the weapons, we have a Covert SRS with Streamline and Swap Speed, and a RPK with Optimal Range and Frenzy. Hold on. Are they playing? Is there a loud band right now? I think there's a live band right now. Hold on. Yo. Let's go. Oh, he's killing it. Yes. I'm digging it, man. I'm digging it. Every once in a while, you'll see the live band over here. I love it so much. And if you guys want a full Division concert, I can record all of the songs that they play live, and we could watch them all together. That could be pretty cool. Let me know. Anyways, my bad. Going down to the gear items, we have another electric mask. This one is actually a better pickup because it comes with skill damage. So you could easily just change the crit off for, say, status effects, and you're good to go, because remember, the one-piece bonus for the electric brand set is status effects. So you could double down there and then add the skill damage. Good to go. Following that, we have a Walker Harris holster. This is a good one. You could go double crit or go crit headshot. Either way, this is a perfect one. It's already near max for the weapon damage. You have crit chance on there, so they just change the skill haste off for, say, crit damage or headshot damage, and you're good to go. Going to the mods, we have skill haste 10.3, chem launcher duration 4.2, hive range 4.0, pulse effect duration 8.6, and trap shock radius of 6.0. Now, must buys, things to look for from the campus. The Forge is a good one. The Walker Harris is a good one. And the Electric is another good one. All three of those. Not bad at all. All right. And let me know what you think about that live music. Pretty good. Good stuff. It's a nice little surprise whenever they're playing music over there. And it's not just the same like style music. They'll have some hip hop in there, a little bit of R&B. I dig it. I dig it a lot. But all right, here we are at DZ West. And for all of these DZ vendors, just remember that they only take DZ resources as currency. So just above your keys, you'll find your DZ resources. So to get Dark Zone resources, you have to go into the Dark Zone and either pick up those little blue boxes, that way it goes straight into your inventory, or you have to pick up contaminated items, deconstruct them in the bag to DZ resources, and then extract. But those are the only two ways of getting Dark Zone resources, and that is the only currency that these vendors will accept. So, speaking of which, here we are, DZ West.
Welcome, Agent.
Starting with the Baker's Dozen. This is the classic M1A named variant with perfect lucky shot, and this one with stability. Following that, we have a SASG 12 with damage to targets out of cover. That's nice. But then the talent reformation, no, not my cup of tea. I would probably just change the talent to whatever it is you want. You're good to go. Next up for the weapons, we have a SIG 716 with ignited and health damage. Going to the gear items, we have a hot shot pair of gloves with repair skills, future initiative knee pads with crit chance, Araldi gloves with weapon handling and hazard, and finally Palisade knee pads with hazard and skill damage. Going to the mods, we have Disorient Resistance 8.3, Seeker Mind damage 4.2, Shield damage bonus 4%, Firefly damage 5.8, and Decoy duration of 6.0. Now, must-buys, things to look for from DZ West. I really wouldn't say any of these are must-buys. Negative. Negative, Ghost Rider. Let's take our talents down south to the DZ South. Here we go. Oh, boy, we going down south. Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to have to practice that one. Oh, jeez. All right, here we are. DZ South. Big money, no whammies.
Looking to make a deal?
Ooh, well, I mean, that's a godly strategic alignment. I mean, skill damage, status effects, that's exactly what you want on a China Light. And you could put this with that chest piece I already showed you. Not bad. Not bad at all. So, perfect shock and all, it works with, status, and it gives you skill damage. So, if you have status and skill damage, you're good. Like, it's a no-brainer. This is a really good backpack. Pick it up if you don't have it. DZ South. To the weapons, we have a MP5 with crit damage and streamline, a SIG 556 with swap speed and thunder strike, and a M45A1 with armor damage and eyeless. Go. Ooh, snap. Okay. YAAHL Gear chest piece with obliterate is available right now, DZ South. I completely forgot what I was going to talk about because I just saw this YAAHL Gear chest piece. So pick this one up right now. Everyone and their mom talks about YAAHL Gear and how it's so rare and so hard to come by. So if you need a YAAHL Gear chest piece, here you go. It comes with headshot, so you could go, hazard headshot, hazard armor regeneration. You could go crit headshot, crit armor regen. You could go so many different ways. But this one's not bad. Not bad at all. Obliterate, YAAHL Gear, pick it up, DZ South. Following that, we have a Heligard backpack with Wicked, Hazard, and Headshot. Another good pickup. That one's not bad either. That way you could do like a tanky status build, and then you could even put status on there instead of the headshot, and then go status hazard tank. Oof, that could be dirty. I like that. And then going back to the gear set items, we have an Aces and Eights backpack with skill damage and Virtuoso with headshot. This is the Virtuoso chest piece. That one strap was wigging me out. I was like, what the hell? What the hell is that? What in the hell? Anyways, so DZ South, the strategic alignment's a good pickup, but the YAAHL Gear, I think, is a bigger item, in my opinion. YAAHL Gear chest piece, obliterate, headshot, regen, pick it up. All right. Honorable mention would be the Heligard backpack with Wicked, but it doesn't come with status and crit. That would be my go-to combination. Headshot's all right, but it's not my cup of tea. All right, so here we are at the castle settlement. Let's see if we can pet the dog really quick. What up? Oh, you just gonna bark at me? Bruh. bark at me and then walk away. Yo, what did I do to you, man? I come over here, I give you treats, I make sure your water bowl is good. I tell Manny, I tell him, I say, we need some more dog toys over here, some squeaks, but that's Manny, man. I mean, I don't know. I think if you're not getting enough love, we need to bring that up the chain of command and make sure we get the right love over here. Where are you even going? Oh, can I pet you over here? What? I didn't even know that. Oh, you just stretching. Oh, hold on. Oh, and you're gone. Okay, fair enough. Am I able to just... Nah, I'm not going to do that to you. Okay, here we go. Castle settlement. Starting with the punch drunk. Ooh, this would be really good for a region headshot build. Ooh. And then change the weapon damage to a armor core. That's actually a really good mask. This is a really good mask. All right, so first up we have the Punch Drunk. This is the Douglas and Harding mask with headshot as a named attribute. It also comes with armor regeneration, so it does give you the option to change that weapon damage to an armor core and make like a tanky armor regen headshot build. That is really cool. To the weapons, we have a hunting M44 with swap speed and lucky shot, and a military MK46 with rate of fire and vindictive. Going to the gear items, we have a Lingmo mask with crit chance and armor regeneration, not bad, and a Petrov holster with crit chance and health, but you could easily make that double crit if you wanted to. Not bad. Going to the mods, we have Skill Haste 10.3, Chem Launcher +1 ammo, Hive damage 4.2, Pulse effect duration 8.6, and Trap duration of 4.1. Now, must buys, things to look for from the castle. We have the Punch Drunk. The Petrov's not bad. You can make that double crit. I mean, you can make the Lingmo double crit too. I mean, I guess both of those aren't bad with the Punch Drunk. Very nice, very nice. Now, moving on to our last Dark Zone vendor, Dark Zone East. Now, Dark Zone East is a little different. I go to the main entrance to go to Dark Zone West and South, where DZ East, I go to the Alpha checkpoint. And like you just saw, I get hit with a double loading screen. But that's because it's just trying to put me into a bumping lobby. But all you're going to do is exit out of the checkpoint, and here's your vendor. Now, the reason why I do that is because the main entrance is way out there, and you don't want to have to run all the way through the courtyard. But all right, here we are. Yo, Isaac, shut the... Is he done talking? All right, there we go. DZ East, here we go. Big money, no whammies.
Hi.
Yo, double named items here. So first up, we have the White Death. And, yo, God rolled. Yo, pick this one up right now. It has determined and armor damage, but you could change the armor damage to targets at a cover. This is a perfect White Death to use right now, especially with the global event that just started today. You could use this all week and have a blast. Really, really good weapon to have right now. DZ East. Wow, dude. And if you change the armor damage to targets at a cover, that would be maxed out. The headshot's already maxed out, and then you could optimize the marksman rifle damage to max within like one roll. Wow, that's a good one. That's a good one. Following that, we have the Relic, another determined. This one perfect determined. And the Relic's full auto now, so you can hold down on the trigger and just let that thing go crazy. Not only that, but because it is named, you can change the crit chance to damage to targets at a cover, and then you're good to go. And finally, for the weapons, we have a M249 with max LMG damage, health damage, and streamline. Going to the gear items, we have a Future Initiative mask with skill haste, True Patriot holster with headshot, Douglas and Harding mask with headshot and skill haste, and a 511 holster with crit chance and weapon handling. Going to the mods, we have Skill Haste 10.3, Chem Launcher Burn Strength 6.5, Hive Duration 4.1, pulse health 14.3, and trap duration of 5.7. But the big ticket items here, the White Death, the Relic, back to back all day. But if I had to choose one of the two, I would go White Death. All right, do White Death with like a hot shot headhunter build. Good to go. That's like the #1 sniper build in the game. All right, here we go. The theater. Starting with the Whisper. This is the named rifle with Perfectly Behind You, and this one with max rifle damage and crit chance. Following that, we have a custom M870 with stability and pumped up, and a 7.16 SIG with stability and killer. I was just thinking that wouldn't, I don't know, because you could go crit, you get crit damage from the rifle, you would get more crit damage if you killed an enemy with a crit. I mean, that's not, that'd be pretty cool. Nah, moving on. Hanayu gloves, crit damage and weapon handling, and Empress knee pads with repair skills and crit chance. Going to the mods, we have incoming repairs 16.4, Seeker Mine healing 6.0, Shield active regeneration 4.1, Firefly damage 5.9, and decoy health of 6.0. Now, must buys, things to look for from the theater. Nah. None of these I would really recommend, to be honest with you. And that's going to conclude our Washington, D.C. vendor reset. Now, for the next ones, you have to have the expansion and the DLC, okay? So first up, we're going to go to Brooklyn, and then we will finish up with Warlords of New York. Now, Brooklyn, we have to go to the bridge. And as we're making our way over there, just reminders, we have Kinley College is open. We have Double XP right now. We have the corporate gangster outfit is back. We have, Reanimated. I think that's everything for today's news. Yeah, we'll be making other videos later today, but that's all the big ticket items while we're hitting these double loading screens. There we go. Detected on hostiles. That way we don't have any dead air. All right, I was running. Here we go. Brooklyn Venda. And over here in ooh, yo, that could be fun. All right. We have a Vector SBR 9mm. I remember years ago I made a video dedicated to the 9mm because of the magazine size. Remember, the Vector 45 has a higher base damage, but the Vector 9mm has a higher magazine size. So I'm going to probably showcase that again just because one of them is right here at the Brooklyn vendor. So it's a Vector SBR 9mm with magazine size as that bottom attribute and preservation. Now that gives you armor on kill. So I might want to put that together, maybe use that with the mop, with that build I was talking about earlier. Maybe. Okay, moving on. We have a MG5 with reload speed and thunderstrike, a UIC 15 with rate of fire and ignited, and finally for the weapons, a X45 with health damage and ignited. Going to the gear items, we have a 511 backpack with companion, explosive resistance, and headshot, Bellstone Armory knee pads with repair skills and skill haste, and finally, electric holster with status and health. But this is a good holster. What you could do is just change the health off for skill damage, and then that status effects could be maxed out within like 1 or 2 optimizations max, and then you're good to go. Not bad. Going to the mods, we have skill haste 10.0, crit damage 10.3, drone plus 2 extra bombs, pulse radius 8.8, and trap duration of 5.9. But the must buys, things to look for from Brooklyn, the 9mm Vector, the electric, and that's really about it. All right.
Thanks for trading with me.
Now, finally, let's finish up in Warlords of New York. So to do that, we have to fast travel to the Haven Settlement. Here we go. Now, because it is the reanimated global event, I will be coming out with quite a few headshot builds this week, so stay tuned for those. Reanimated is a fan favorite event. It's basically Division zombies and headshots make them explode. So it's really fun coming up with some headshot builds. But all right, here we go. We have Marco and Roy Benitez in Warlords of New York, starting with Marco.
Hey, Agent, you looking to trade?
And at the top, we have the ACR with armor damage and eyeless. Following that, we have a classic M60 with magazine size and strained, a 716 with health damage and precision strike, and a M45A1 with health damage and flatline. Going to the gear items, we have an Overlord chest piece with crit chance, weapon handling, and glass cannon. That's really good for a rifle build. That's really, really good for a rifle build right now. You could use this right now with that reanimated event, like I just said, and use a rifle with determined. I mean, crit chance, weapon handling. I mean, you could even change the glass cannon to headhunter if you wanted to, but I'm thinking keep the glass cannon on and just try to make a one-shot rifle build. That'd be nasty. But again, you could use it with Headhunter, so I don't know. Headhunter and Determined is like such a cheat code. It really is. It's hard not to use that combination. All right, moving on, we have Palisade gloves with health and skill haste, and Overlord mask with skill haste and crit damage. Going to the mods, we have Blind Def Resistance 8.6, Headshot 7.0, Shield Deflector Damage 4.3, Chem Launcher Heals 5.9, and Sticky Bomb Burn Duration 4.0. But must-buys, things to look for from Marco. We have that Overlord chest. You could go crit headshot, you could go headshot weapon handling, or you could keep it the way it is and go Headhunter. Perfect for the global event right now. That is it for Marco. Now we are on to the last vendor of the video, Roy Benitez. Ooh, but wait. You got to pet the dog, all right? Just like the one at the castle, when you're over here at the Haven, you got to pet the dog. But this one you interact with twice, and that second one is random. So here we go. Let's see what he does. Maybe he'll try to shake our hand. Maybe he'll roll over. Let's see. This week, oh, he rolled over. Let's go. All right, here we go. Roy Benitez.
Hey,
Starting
Agent.
with the AKM. This one, Swap Speed and Sadist, followed by the M700 Tactical with, ooh, yo. This is a really good sniper for this week. I'm telling you, it has damage to targets at a cover on it. Just put Determined as the talent, and you're good to go right now. This week is such a good week for snipers and pistols and rifles alike. Following that, we have the Like Glue. This is the named Shoddy with Perfect Brazen, and this one with damage to with crit damage. But you could easily just put damage to targets at a cover on here, and it would be perfect. And finally, for the weapons, a Police Magnum with damage to targets at a cover and flatline. Going to the gear items, we have a 511 chest piece with headshot regen and intimidate. Not bad. Bellstone Armory knee pads. Ooh, these are good ones. With armor regeneration and crit chance, that's really good for Bellstone Armory. Definitely worth a look. And finally, for the gear items, a Hanayu mask with hazard and weapon handling. Going to the mods, we have crit damage 9.9, armor on kill 15.3k, Seeker Mine skill haste 4.8, pulse cone size 6.4, and decoy health of 6.0. Now, must-buys, things to look at from Roy Benitez. The Light Glue's good. Perfect Brazen. The M700 Tactical's good. Just put on Determined. The Bellstone Armory is good for a Regen crit build. And that's about it. All right. Quite a number of things to pick up this week, including one-hit pistol and sniper builds alike. It's going to be a good week. Don't forget about that YAAHL Gear with Obliterate. And the strategic alignment. We had the China Light chest piece that was good. A few electric pieces that were good. A few snipers. Not bad. The Forge. That was a good holster for the shield builds. Not bad. This was a pretty decent weekly vendor update. Not gonna lie. But hey, Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I am Kamikazevondoom. If you found this helpful or informative in any way, shape, or form, hit that thumbs up. Support the channel by subscribing, and shout out where you're from. But that's it for me. Take care of yourself. Peace out.